Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is part 9, Wheel of Fortune Crossword. I remember back in 2002, the year this game was released, I would be at my local Target and I would see this game on store shelves, and I would ask my mother if she could get it, if I could get it, and she said no. Well, Christmas of that same year, that no became a yes. I remember seeing a package. I remember seeing this one thing wrapped in wrapping paper, and it was shaped very similarly to Wheel of Fortune, the packaging of Wheel of Fortune Crossword. And I'm thinking to myself, that could be it. Well, eventually it was time for me to open the gift up, and I remember opening it very, very slowly, opening up the wrapping paper like just 1 mile an hour, just thinking to myself, oh, I hope it is, I hope it is, I hope it is. So I eventually ripped this one hole in the packaging, and I was able to see the logo for Wheel of Fortune Crossword, and I went from 1 mile an hour to 1,000,000 miles an hour just like that. It was like, yes, it's Wheel of Fortune Crossword. Now, the crossword concept on the American TV show is actually pretty new. It was introduced back in 2016. And basically you have on very rare occasions, 3 words lined up in a crossword fashion. And you have to solve all 4 words at once when you solve the puzzle. And you have to solve it like this, that. Unfortunately, you have some people adding the word and before the final word. This, and that. You can't do that. It makes this round kind of one of the scariest rounds on the TV series. But believe it or not, although the crossword concept is actually pretty new to the American TV show, it has been used in international versions. Germany was one of the first countries to adopt such a concept. They had what was called the Super Puzzle Round, and they had 5 words all arranged in a crossword type fashion. And in this round, what I really like about this round is that instead of having the 3 contestants play against one another like they did earlier in the game, these 3 contestants now could play as a team trying to solve all 5 words. Now altogether they choose 5 consonants and 1 vowel, with the 3rd contestant choosing 1 consonant and the vowel. Any of those occurrences would be put in the puzzle, and the contestants have 90 seconds, 30 seconds for each player to solve all 5 words. Now, they start with the first contestant, and then the second contestant, and then the 3rd contestant. Now, even if it's not their turn, the contestants who don't have control over solving are allowed to help, but only the guesses of the contestant in control will count. If they're able to solve all 5 words within 90 seconds, they win a cash prize. And I always thought that was a really cool round. This is really nice considering, hey, we have contestants playing as a team, and they have nothing to lose. Eventually, other international versions that were inspired by Germany's version, such as Hungary, adopted such a concept. A few years later, you had the Spanish version. They adopted a crossword puzzle that would be very similar to the one that we currently use. And then very recently, but just a couple years ago, Moldova had their version, and the winner of the game would go to a crossword round, would go to the bonus round, and the bonus puzzle was arranged in a crossword type format. Now for this game, it's a bit different than in the American TV show. Here's how the game works. You have 2 modes. You have a beginner mode and you have an advanced mode. It's always going to be 3 words per round. In the beginner mode, the three words are going to all be in the same category. In advanced mode, on the other hand, all three words are going to be in different categories. Now, when you solve the crossword puzzle, rather than solving all three words at once, you have to solve them one by one. If you're able to solve a word, you get to have your score temporarily banked while the other two contestants have their scores reset to 0. So there is some strategy involved. If you don't want another player to cash in, hopefully you can solve that word and prevent that player from banking his or her score. And that's very important because the person who is able to bank the most money at the end of the round gets to keep it, while the other two's temporary scores of the temporary scores of the other two players get reset to 0. Now, even so, previous winnings are never at stake. If you're able to solve the puzzle, that money is yours to keep. No ifs, ands, or buts. Whoever has the most money at the end of round 3 goes on to the bonus round to play up for up to $25,000 in cash. It still uses the WHEEL format. It doesn't use the new bonus. It doesn't use the bonus wheel format at all. In the bonus round, you have RSTLNE put up in the three words. Instead of choosing 3 consonants and a vowel, you actually get to choose 5 consonants and 2 vowels. So you literally have half the alphabet to work with. If you're able to solve, but unlike the 3 regular rounds, this one you have to solve the puzzles all at once. If you're able to solve if you're able to identify all 3 words correctly, you win the bonus prize. If not, tough luck. Now, what's really nice about this game compared to the classics, the 20th anniversary editions, and Parker Brothers 2nd edition, if you press the spin button, you will have a graphic of the wheel showing about, and then you have an arrow, a lit arrow, moving across the screen. And you're able to follow along. You're able to figure out, hey, you have a general idea as to where the bankrupt is. You have a general idea as to what lose a turn is. You have an idea as to what where free spin is. So for round 1, $2,500 is top dollar value. For rounds 2 and 3, you have a $3,500 space. But in round 3 only, you have a $10,000 space that can be landed on only once. Now, actually, it cannot be landed on only once. It can be landed on multiple times, but it can only be awarded once. Even so, it will be multiplied by how many letters appear in the puzzle. In 2008, I was able to make some illustrations of the in-game layouts, and I will provide links to them in the descriptions below. I even made some skins for Mattel's Wheel of Fortune bingo game, which came out back in 2017, and I will provide links to those skins as well, to the skins as well, also in the description. And I made those just recently as well, within the past few years, not long after the bingo game came out. So if you want to see them, check them out. Now for the final part, I will show you what is very likely one of the rarest Wheel of Fortune games to ever exist. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Part 10, the final part, will be up tomorrow.